So let's jump into the content right away because Bitcoin at the moment is doing its absolute best to remain above this June CPR lines. Yes guys, this June CPR lines for us is very important, and also a line which we are not allowed to break, because breaking this trend line means Bitcoin for the month of June must prepare for a continuation which might look somehow like this. I mean, if the price in the immediate short term loses the support from the CPI trend line around 102 to 105,000, then we must prepare ourselves for a continuation which might look somehow like this. Bitcoin heading towards the first bearish target, which sits around 94,700. So what must the price in the immediate short term do? The price in the immediate short term must hold the support from this CPR trend line, because simply remaining above this trend line means Bitcoin will be looking bullish, and there is a very high possibility of price testing this monthly R1 line, monthly R2 line, and even the no-brainer price target, which is our R3, and that's it's around $131,000. So for us, we will be more than happy if the price could simply make a new all-time high by testing this R1 line, because testing the R1 line means it is going to prepare ourselves for another continuation here to the upside. Yes guys, Bitcoin here has formed an ascending CPR. This June CPR, the top central and the bottom CPR, is higher than the previous month CPR. You can see here, right? The May month CPR was lower than the June month CPR, which only happens during uptrend. So this is an ascending CPR. Ascending CPR gets formed during uptrend. So price remaining above the CPR trend line means we are going to focus more on this move here to the upside rather than to the downside. But in the immediate short term, expect some turbulence, but any sort of a turbulence, but Bitcoin remaining above the CPR trend line is still bullish. Bullish because parallelly we will be also holding above our CryptoAnup buy sell indicator. Yes guys, in a daily time frame, if you use our indicator, CryptoAnup buy sell indicator, you can see we are still getting a buy signal, and you can see in history this buy signal has been very profitable. So if the price starts showing weakness but manages to remain over the CPI trend line, or manages to remain above this CryptoAnup buy sell indicator, our indicator, then we are expecting a continuation like this to play out. Just like in the past price action, you can see a pullback around this CryptoAnup buy sell indicator later resulted in a very bullish move. So if we are going to see another continuation just like from this past price action, then we must hold the support from the CPI trend line and also from this CryptoAnup buy sell indicator. But it's not just only daily time frame, it's not just only in a 4-hour time frame, even in a weekly time frame, you can see we have extremely important support lining for Bitcoin above 100,000. So this same trend line which previously acted as resistance, now here in a weekly time frame will be holding us above 100,000. Yes guys, the same trend line which previously rejected us will be looked as support, and price after that is expected to show a continuation in this manner. So that's why remaining above this CryptoAnup buy sell indicator, remaining above this CPI trend line means price in a bigger picture could be preparing itself for a continuation that might look somehow like this, right? So what I'm trying to pinpoint is that in the immediate short term, there could be turbulence. Instead of a bullish symmetrical triangle breakout, instead of a move here to the upside, we might see price showing a continuation like this. But please do not be fooled. There could be a U-shape, V-shape type of recovery if we see the price of Bitcoin going lower than this symmetrical trend line, lower trend line. So if we do see a continuation like this playing out, but Bitcoin remaining above 100,000, please do not get fooled. This here could be just a temporary pullback, and price after liquidating the overall average longs could be starting with a new continuation which might look somehow like this, with a fake out or a false break to the downside, later resulting in a bullish continuation. And not just only this, even according to our descending broadening wedge in a daily time frame, you can see descending broadening wedge is a bullish continuation pattern, and according to this bullish continuation pattern, the same line which previously rejected us is holding the price at the moment. So if the price shows a continuation to the downside but manages to remain above this upper trend line, above our symmetrical triangle, ascending triangle upper trend line, above our CryptoAnup buy sell indicator and our leading indicators, the June month CPI leading indicator, then we are expecting this uptrend to continue. Yes guys, this uptrend will continue and price of Bitcoin will be making a new all-time high, but failing to hold this ground, failing to hold the support trend line means we must prepare ourselves for a continuation that could bring the price of Bitcoin towards the first bearish target, this one here, the S1 line around 94,700, and parallelly also around the lower trend line from this rising channel or an ascending channel continuation, because according to this ascending channel you can see Bitcoin is clearly following this higher highs higher lows continuation pattern type of formation. So any sort of a pullback could be just a temporary pullback and also could be giving us a buying opportunity in a bigger time frame, and only after that actual reversal here in this manner. So what I'm trying to pinpoint here is that Bitcoin has a very strong support above 100,000. Remaining above that trend line means we could be preparing ourselves for a continuation which might look somehow like this. But if we fail to hold the support around 100,000, as I showed you, right, we might come for a retest. But this pullback doesn't mean we are bearish. I've been very clear with you guys. In a bigger picture, Bitcoin still looks very, very bullish, even according to this formation. Each and every time before the halving, we were following this expansion trend line. We went through the first halving, price came for a retest around this rising trend line or this expansion trend line. We had an actual parabolic move. Same thing unfolded here. Price was following this expansion trend line. We went through the second halving in 2016, which later resulted in a pullback around this expansion trend line, and only after that a parabolic move. Each and every time you can see whenever the price of Bitcoin was following this expansion trend line, we saw few retests around this rising trend line, expansion trend line, which later resulted in a parabolic move. So in our case, we already went through the fourth halving in 2024, and price, just like from this past price action, is also holding its ground around this rising trend line. So if the price of Bitcoin is going to repeat this scenario again, because we already went through the fourth halving and now this could be a final test which could be preparing ourselves for a continuation that might look somehow like this. Yes guys, in a bigger picture, a pullback around 95,000 doesn't mean we are bearish. I just want you to zoom out and look at the bigger picture, because in a bigger picture this pullback could be giving us a great buying opportunity. And it's not just only because of the price action, but even according to Y curve, because Y curve clearly shows us that Bitcoin will end this uptrend after forming a distribution or an overbought area, just like in this example. But for this distribution and overbought area, what must the price do in the medium short term? The price must continue a little bit higher, and only after that form an distribution area or an overbought area. But until then, you can see we are expecting this uptrend to continue. So even according to Y curve price cycle, there is a very high chance of Bitcoin continuing this uptrend, make a new all-time high, and only after that prepare itself for a continuation which might look somehow like this, ending this overbought distribution area and price finally starting with the markdown phase. But for a markdown like this to play out first, we are expecting this uptrend to continue, and not just only the June month, even the July month to be bullish. So this were some of the quick updates that I wanted to share with you in this video. If you enjoyed my vlog, then please guys do not hesitate to destroy that like button, and to those individuals watching this for the first time, to hit that subscribe button. And just a friendly reminder, if you haven't claimed this $30,050 in welcome rewards from Bybit, then definitely check the video description. And by saying this, I'm signing out until next time. Bye bye.